Okay, so in 3 seconds, three, two, one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello, everyone. So we have Annie in the house today, and yeah, I'm really excited because yesterday, or let's say 2 days ago, right? I felt like it just happened yesterday that we had a very nice chance to listen from Annie on how to do storytelling in a powerful way. And I myself had 2 times to meet Annie in person, and he was very inspiring and really supportive, giving me feedback to be better and be more confident. And really great to see that Annie launched the Confident Me program, and I believe it has helped a lot of different people to embrace their confident self, and not only in speaking but in general. So when we are more confident, probably we can reach out to Annie, right? Like even we never knew him before, or maybe reach out to a girl, boy that we like, or maybe to get an opportunity that we dream of. So Annie, welcome, and can you share what is the inspiration for you when it comes to doing the topic about confidence?
Hi, Jen. Thank you very much for inviting me. And I'm very excited to be here. It's my first time to go FB Live. Thank you very much for the
Okay.
opportunity. About confidence, actually, this is more or less a personal experience. I always consider myself a very shy person. And wow, I saw the surprise on your face. I am a shy person. Believe it or
Yeah.
not, no one believes that, but I'm telling you, I'm a shy person. And I'm doing this, the Confident Me training, because I'm a living example of what I'm going to share in the program. Because as I already mentioned, I'm a shy person. And Jen, you know me, I've been into the public speaking contest, not just twice, but 3 times. And I'm speaking not only about confidence in being a public speaker, I'm speaking here of being confident in general in life.
Yeah.
Because confidence is very important, not just for yourself, but for the people around you, for work, for relationship, for everything. If you don't have the confidence, the impact will be massive, and it's about your life. So if you really want to live that life that you've been thinking of, that you've been dreaming of, then confidence is one of the key.
Wow. You know, my face when you talk about you was a shy person. It was just like a prepare reaction, right?
Yeah.
Because I always kind of like guess in a way that anyone who people perceive that they confident naturally, actually they have been in a journey. And I always love the saying, confidence is not something we have naturally, but something we do every day. Yeah, I was also a silent person, right? Which is kind of also different from what I am like doing right now. Speak a lot.
You're
So
surprising me too.
so I would love to hear what happened made you be shy, and what was the, let's say, turning around, or people say like turning point, or maybe a process. So what was that process?
The turning point was when I made the decision to be a public speaker,
Wow.
because I believe public speaking is one of the key to develop your confidence. As
Mhm.
you know, and I'm sure the listeners now or the ones watching us at the moment, they know that public speaking is one of the fears of the people. Not everyone can speak in front of the audience.
Mhm.
You know that. You've experienced that.
Mm.
We've experienced that. It's not easy to speak in front of the audience. And that was the turning point. And from
Oh.
then on, I was able to develop my confidence on and on.
Mhm.
Developing your confidence is not just one night, it's not one day. It's a
Mm.
continuous, I don't want to say struggle, but it's a continuous development on your side.
Ah.
Until now, I'm still developing myself
Yeah.
to be more and more confident.
So we are looking forward to knowing the confident self of Annie in 1 or 2 years, we get him back to the show.
Yes, please, please.
Yeah, it's very interesting because if we see confidence as a spectrum, right, then it means that we all can always develop, and maybe in the other areas also. So I'm curious about when you said you made a decision, right? So if we want to quote the saying, a decision makes like a change in your life, it's like, oh, how did you come to that point where you made that decision? Because I believe that a lot of us sometimes in our life where we wanted to make a change, then it doesn't mean that we will make decision and do something after that. And sometimes we make decision but maybe not the decision because we don't do anything after that. So
That's right.
can
That's
you
right.
walk us that process of how you have that decision?
I have a lot of things in my mind and a lot of things that I really want to do in life, especially in my career. And being an HR professional, I saw people who are not confident, especially when they apply for a job. And I
Mm,
met a lot of people that are not really confident even in their relationships.
yeah.
And it affected all the aspects of their life. As I've mentioned, relationships, career, even their own personal relationship with themselves. I
Mm,
saw that. And then I said to myself, I know that I can develop this. And there are more things to come and can happen if I become more confident. So that really pushes me because, Jen, I really believe that we are not winners or losers, but we are choosers. We always have the power to choose. And to choose, it means you make the decision. So
mm.
I just want to re-emphasize that. There are no winners or losers in life, but only choosers. So what is your choice? You have a choice to be confident or not. Make that
Mm.
decision and not just tomorrow, do it now.
Our choice is to now listen to your story. So I think that was a good choice. And so you said that you observed the people around and you could see what people miss out or even yourself when we don't develop that confidence, that courage. So what was that kind of very first action that you took? And what was that kind of process of really, because that one is like a domino. I always felt like when you could make that decision and you do that first action, it's kind of domino, right?
Yes.
So what was that? And can you describe us the context of that and or maybe the little story around that?
So I was really thinking for a very, very long time. What should I do to make myself more confident?
Mm,
Then I keep searching. As I said, it's a process. It's not like one night or one day thing that
mm,
you can like, oh, I'm confident now.
mm,
It's a process for me. And as I search through, I try to gather information on what can I really make in order to make myself really confident. And then I
mm,
discovered not just one, but a lot of things. And one of the things that I discovered, as I said, is that public speaking skills.
mm.
I think that's really one of the key that really, I don't want to say pushed, but made me a confident person.
Oh, lovely. So you mean that when you decided to master a skill, like we can talk about the competence and confidence loop, right? When you can master a skill, then you can also develop your confidence because now you are good at a certain thing. And maybe that would be another question. Like, why did you choose public speaking? Because I had a conversation with Marcus. Marcus is one among the 100 top speakers. He said the reason he chose public speaking to master because it was his fear. But why public speaking, right? Because he was very successful entrepreneur, and then he said because he was successful, but he still felt scared to speak in public. So was it your biggest fear at that time? And then you made that choice, and I think it come back to the relation with whoever listening right now. Should they always say, okay, so let's public speaking, or should they do a process to look at what they fear for the most? So what is that mechanism to choose what is the one thing to start off with?
I totally agree with Marcus. Public speaking is something that I was really scared. During that time, that's one of my fears. I don't know
Ah,
why. As I mentioned earlier, I said I'm a shy person. And can you imagine a shy person to speak publicly? That's a totally conflict, right? A shy
mhm,
person to be on stage delivering a speech. So
mm,
for me, I believe what I can say to the one who are listening to us or watching us right now is that they have to identify their fear and then
mm,
work on that fear. Because if they can identify their fear, that push button of making the decision to deal with that fear
mhm.
will make them confident.
Yeah.
It's very critical for us to know, because for me, like for example in this training, the confident me, I'm going to talk about knowing yourself. For me, being confident means knowing yourself, knowing your emotion is the key. So for me, if they can identify that fear and work on that, I believe
Mhm.
that would be a very good start.
Okay. Wow. So, what was the list of your fear now?
The list of my fear, I like that question. What is the least fear?
Yeah.
Maybe the least fear now is to fail, because my purpose in life is to help people develop themselves in
Okay.
order to become the best version, or if not, to become better than what where they are at the moment in their life.
Yeah. Yeah.
And for me, the least, it's not the greatest fear na that I cannot develop people, but it's the least fear that I fail to get the chances and opportunities to develop the people.
Oh, lovely. Actually, I was mispronunciation. I was list List, and it turned out that you answered the question about the list here, and that's which is awesome. It is, but and also I think it comes back to people who are listening, right? It is a continuous process, which means I believe now it empower people to be confident, and maybe some of them experience the process as you did before, or maybe some of them are already confident, but they can even embrace the confidence to another level. So it is a continuous process, which means Annie is still doing it, and I think every one of us we will continue doing it, and that is how we may look back and say, "Wow, confidence has a lot of different levels." So can you
Yes.
walk us through that process? Because I believe when you do the training in the Confident Me program, you may also have the process. Maybe you can start with the self awareness. I would like to hear your kind of like insights, how you walk people from different level of that confidence. If you look at in that way, yeah.
Yes. Of course, certainly confidence has different levels.
Mm-hmm.
In this training, what I'm going to do is they're going to walk through a journey which starts
Mm,
about their self-image,
okay.
because it's very important that they can assess themselves honestly to know who they are. And most of the people that I know, they have problems with self-image. And self-image comes from different forms. And one of that is, what do people or how do people see you as a person? And it affects us. Sometimes we don't think that we are like that to others. We are
Ah,
unconscious about it. But
mm,
becoming aware of your self image on how people see you, because sometimes it's in conflict. You think of yourself as someone who is kind, but the way you deal with other people, they don't see and they don't feel that kindness. How come? So there is a problem there. You think of yourself who is someone who is kind, but how come the people around you or the people that you meet, they
mhm,
don't receive you as a kind person? So it
mm,
means there is something there. So
mhm,
through this journey from on this training, you will
mhm,
be able to have an assessment of yourself. And it starts with your self-image. And then with that self-image, it moves to your abilities or competencies. And
mm,
competencies, there are different levels. You have
mm,
competencies that are emerging. It means it's just starting, that you know how to do it. Like for example, public speaking, we go back to that because we it's very similar to both of us.
yep.
Maybe your public speaking skills is just starting. You're on that level.
Mhm,
And then at a certain time, because of true practice and performing and delivering speeches, you will
mhm,
move to the next level, which is certainty. You are certain
mhm.
that you have that skill.
Okay.
And then when you are at a certain level and the more you do it, you will have that unwavering certainty that you can really do it. Unwavering certainty means that you can do something, but even people make some comments, you are still sure and confident that you can do that skills.
Wow.
So they can develop that, and then it will end with the emotional part.
Wow.
Emotion is very important, and this is one of the key. And in the training, I'm going to tell them how to do the breathing technique. Breathing is very important. We make decisions through emotions. And if you can handle that, then it means you can have clarity of mind. And if you have clarity of mind, then it means you can have that kind of confidence that you are certain about yourself, you trust yourself, and you believe yourself. Because some people actually, I even wonder if they even say to themselves that I like you when they look at the mirror. If we're going to ask the people who are watching us right now, how many of you can say I like myself? Or when was the last time you told yourself that you like yourself? I believe not even 50% of your listeners.
Okay. So I want to ask some of them here. Quỳnh Anh, do you like yourself? Yes, sometimes. So we have
You
some
see?
audience here. Yeah,
Yes.
yes. And to answer that, Quỳnh Anh has to pause for 3 seconds, and then the answer was not "I like myself," but sometimes. So
Yes.
it's like 2 times, like 3 second pause, and then sometimes. So
Or maybe you can ask her, when was the last time she said, I
when was
like
the last
myself?
time you like yourself? Oh, when she had very healthy meal.
But when was that?
When was that? Yesterday or 1 year ago? 1 month ago.
You see?
Oh my God. Maya,
The-
when was the last time you said you like yourself? So Maya even didn't answer. So again, one.
Can you imagine? 1 month ago. But it's easy for us to say, I like that, I like you. But how about I like me?
Wow, powerful. So when was the last time you said you like yourself, Adi?
Oh, every morning I said that to myself. I'm sorry, I have to practice it. Believe it
Okay.
or not, I have to practice it myself because if I
Ah,
cannot practice what I do in training, then when the people ask me, it's going to be very difficult. And you cannot just answer that with sincerity if you're not really doing it.
yeah, that's so like
People will
really
know.
powerful. Yeah, because I think I heard you heard that story that I was a kid and I was cycling and there were two guys tried to look at me and I didn't look at them and then they tried to pass by me and look back and say how on earth there's that ugly girl because I was very grumpy kid so I became even more grumpy because people kept telling me that so I had to like you said like really every day look at the mirror and say actually I if I develop myself from inside I can be beautiful in that way and actually I was really thinking in my mind that without even learning from a book but later on there's a science behind it right because we tell our subconscious mind which is like control more than 90% of behavior so
That's
I
right.
started like like you said so powerful the self image I could see myself as a smiling person, and that was the only thing that I kept seeing. And even my sister said, "Stop smiling," because she said like when you got older, you're gonna be like a lot of rectangle
Wrinkles.
here. Yeah, so yeah, that was a very funny story, and it made me believe. And as you said, it's a practice. Yep.
That's right. That's right. It's practice. And if I may share, one of the parts that I'm going to do with that training is the self-talk.
Wow, that's powerful because this can damage a person or maybe empower a person. Yeah, really.
Yes,
Can you share
because
more about it? Yeah.
yes, self-talk is whatever you say to yourself is very powerful because you know why? Whatever you think, it will always have a physical or psychological or physiological effect because they are wired together. Remember, what you think will affect your feelings and your actions. So if you can change one part of that, it's either you change your thoughts, you change your feelings, or you change your actions. I believe the two will follow. For example, you change your thoughts. You change that you are happy. Do you think if you smile, do you think that's happiness? Are you going to do something good if you're happy? Of course, yes. No, I never heard someone who is smiling but saying something bad. How can you say that? Can you try it, smiling and say something bad?
Okay, so I want to try with Quỳnh Anh. She's really good. Quỳnh Anh, okay, challenge for Quỳnh Anh. You
Okay.
will smile and say something not good. So she smiled. She said, "I'm sad." So like that.
But how did you feel about that word?
Yeah, it's
Was
like
it negative or
she's
positive?
joking. She's joking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's too difficult to say something bad if you're smiling.
Yeah, she was like it took her like maybe 10 seconds to try to say the
So
powerful.
self talk is one of the key. Self talk.
Yeah. Wow. So I believe that what you have told us here is like a habit building because as you said, it's not like a one day.
Yes.
And having this very specific habits as you mentioned, the self-talk together with the framework you said like from the self-image, and then have the self-talk to reinforce that, and then develop certain skill can be public speaking, and then we can have that certainty about our ability, our core values. That's very powerful. So how long does it take for you to really have people to build up that so people can prepare, maybe plan for that? And maybe you can refer to your program too.
Okay. So do you mean how long will be the program or how long did I
Yeah,
develop the program?
can be both. Can be like in your case, and maybe in your case, I mean, maybe longer or maybe shorter than program. I don't know. So you can share. Yeah.
Okay. So this training program is actually 6 sessions. It's an online
Okay.
training, six
Okay.
sessions, and one session is only 1.5 hours. But
Okay.
in between those sessions, you will have an offline assignments to do because you have to practice. And remember this, I'm doing this training, but it doesn't mean I can make people confident. No one else can make you confident except yourself.
Wow, powerful.
I can only guide you. I give you the techniques, I give you the tools. But the question now is, are you going to use those techniques and tools?
Mm-hmm.
If not, then it's useless.
Lovely.
Whatever books you're going to read, those books or whoever you talked with, they cannot make you confident. It's only you who can make you confident.
Yeah. I really like the way you approach because it's ultimately you give the people tools where they can build a habit so it becomes something they do every single day, right?
That's right.
And so, what about your journey? How was that look like when you transform yourself from that shy person? And how did you can perceive yourself as a shy person because you didn't ask a girl out, or what was that? And then how did you change after that to, for sure that you being a champion of public speaking, and you said public speaking as a door for you to develop and see that transformation of the like confidence level. What about the other area? Like if we look at public speaking as a domino, what about the other domino that get like full of that the other fear? How was that after you develop your confidence in public
Everything
speaking?
followed. Just like what you said, Jen, it's a domino. It affected my career, my relationship, and even my self image. It affected everything because remember this, once you develop something, you become confident on that. If you are competent on that, you become confident.
Yeah.
And receiving all these kind of praises, like when I became a champion, they gave me all this compliment. Annie, we want to be like you. Wow, congratulations. How did you do that? Can you imagine how it boosted my confidence? It was
Maybe
it was
better.
wow, Jen. It was, I'm telling you, it's an experience of a lifetime. Though I'm not a world champion yet, only a district champion, I've been to the world championship semifinalists.
Correct.
And being with those kind of people with that high level of confidence, it already helped me a lot. And
Mm.
developing my confidence through public speaking, then I became more confident going out there offering my training courses, and my relationship with other people was also affected because I knew myself better, and then I knew how to deal with these people with the confident me.
Yeah, it's like you kind of like identify your core values and you develop it with action, and then you can check that values and you offer to people. It's kind of like if people want to call it as energy or something, if the more the clear and the stronger it is, the more it transfer to other people. Can you share one very great unforgettable moment in your public speaking journey that dealing with confidence of either you or others? And this question actually coming from Sherlyn. Yep, go ahead.
Maybe I'll share with someone than myself,
Okay.
because through my public speaking journey, I was able to mentor a lot of people. And mentoring people is something that I really, really love, because it's an opportunity for me to mentor others and teach them. And through teaching, I'm not only teaching them, but I'm also teaching myself. It's a mutual learning.
Okay.
And one of the people that I mentored in Toastmasters, if I may mention Toastmasters, because we belong to that
Yep.
organization.
Mm-hmm.
One of the people that I'm mentoring, she is now a division champion and ready to compete in the district championship on the 23rd of May. Can you
Okay.
imagine, from someone, she's been a member only for a few years now, and she's been out of Toastmasters for almost a year. And then she came back and then she asked me, Annie, do you think I'm ready? I said, if you're not ready now, then can you be ready? If you decide you're ready, then you are ready. No one else can make the decision except you. Even if I say now go, but if you think you're not ready, then you're not ready. Only you can make yourself ready. If you say you're ready, then you're ready. So on the 23rd of May, one of my mentors, she's ready now to become a champion for the district. And I think that's one of the highlights of that journey of being confident. I was able to make someone to be confident. I mean, I'm an instrument. I'm sorry for that word, not making her, but I was an instrument to make her more confident.
I just guessed who he is. Yeah, but I was very impressed if it was the girl that I saw.
Okay. I think
Yeah,
you.
yeah. The thing is that actually I really, when you said one thing about that, she said she was ready. The word ready was like, it made me remind me about this. We will never be ready when we actually do it. And also there's a saying like, when you are ready, then the teacher is there. So
Yes.
it's really powerful. Like, how did she have that readiness? Was it you or was it her? Do you know that story behind? Because there's a lot of us, I believe, we all always say, I like to have a mentor, right? And
Yes.
maybe we'll say like, oh no, I'm not ready, and maybe he will busy or she will be busy, and maybe not the time. So how can people overcome that kind of limiting idea of I have to be ready, then I will do that, or I have to be enough to ask that person?
She joined Toastmasters a few years back, and
Okay.
then she was one of the people in Toastmaster who really liked my speech in 2015. And then after 2015 and 2016, 2017, she still remembered the introduction that I used in my speech. Can you imagine, after 2 years? Every time we will see each other, she will like say that part of my introduction in that speech. And then she said one day, Arnie, I want also to be a champion. And she asked me, do you think, Arnie, I can join the contest and become a champion? I said, everyone has the potential to be a champion. It's either you make the decision or not, will be the deciding factor. Because how can you be a champion if you're not going to join the contest? It's going to be impossible. It's like, how can you win the lottery if you're not buying the ticket from the lottery? So if you're not joining the contest, you cannot be a champion. You're only a champion for yourself. And then she's been busy and absent from our meeting in the Toastmasters, and then she came back only this year. And then she asked me, I have something for a speech. Do you think I'm ready for the contest? I said, don't ask me, ask yourself. Because even if I say you're ready, but if you think you're not ready, then it makes a big difference. I'm not the one who's going to make the decision. You make the decision, that I will be ready here to support and mentor you. And then she said, Annie, I'm ready. Then now she's ready to become the district champion this year. I really believe that she can be the champion this year.
Congratulations. And I believe that it helps anyone who listen right now either want to develop public speaking because it is your biggest fear, or it can be like programming as your biggest fear, or maybe getting that kind of opportunity abroad is biggest fear, or getting that girl or boy out is biggest fear. So I believe that having that readiness of doing it when you even not ready, and then that share it with somebody that have been in the journey, a mentor, right? I think it could mm, do a really big support in a way of seeing the vision that we also can have, and the courage from that person. So what about your unforgettable experience? I believe the meaning when you have somebody to transform, that is very very beautiful, and it makes you like that even happier when you transform yourself. So but I would like to hear also from your unforgettable experience for you.
Maybe what I'm going to share is not about public speaking, but more on a career.
That's awesome. Yeah.
I have this mentor in HR because my background is I'm a nurse and a midwife from the Philippines.
Oh.
So when I came here to Thailand, they were surprised that you're a man and you're a nurse. I said, yes. And it's normal in the Philippines. So I wasn't able to really work as a nurse here. So I became a teacher because that's the easiest way for me to stay in the country. So I became a teacher. And then after I became a teacher, even became a head teacher. My career story, I'm telling you, Jen, we need another day.
Yeah,
You will be
another day.
you will be surprised what I went through in my career.
And you
To
are a
make the
doctor. You are going to be doctor soon, like you're going
Yes,
to be. Yeah.
yes. And when I worked in the hotel business for the first time, they hired me as a language training consultant.
Okay.
But I was involved with the HR. Fortunately, I have this HR manager who supported me all throughout, taught me everything about HR, gave me everything, all the freedom, whatever I wanted to do for as long as it's helpful for the hotel. I believe I was able to master something, and someone was supporting me and believing in me, and that transformed me into someone else, a person that I didn't see all throughout my life. I was really confident because she was like telling me, Annie, whatever you want to do it. If you think it's good, then do it. I designed a lot of training courses. I help in the HR, and that experience really helped me and molded the personality of who I am at the moment.
Wow. So thank you to the person,
Yes,
and
Kunyui
so
was the one. She's
yeah.
Thai.
Thank you, and I would like to meet her one day. And what I learned from what you share is kind of like one factor here, right? A mentor can really see what you have not seen clearly in you, because as you said, one of the fears is to not have that certainty about ourselves when we're doing that. So our mentor normally only can see the possibility and say, "Oh, why not? You cannot do that, right?" So uh,
That's right. That's
yeah,
right.
that's awesome. So I think that's one takeaway is that we can learn from somebody who's been in our journey, and yeah, and maybe we're not ready as we think, but when we do it, we're ready. So
That's right. That's
yeah,
right.
I like everyone today to think about who we like to who've been doing what you've been doing, and no matter what, just I call it like contact people and just say hi and thank you for their work. Maybe Annie can be one of your choices. I don't know, like he still have in the list, but also we have chance to join his confident me because he doing it. So I think that is like a wider chances for us apart from one-to-one chance. So I have another question here. That one is interesting, and I think you're gonna have very nice answer. Should we fake it until we make it, or maybe she tried to ask like, can we fake the self confidence?
If you will ask me with that principle, I don't want to say principle or technique of fake it until you make it. I'm not really a fan of that. I'm not, I don't think faking it because it's too difficult to fake.
Mhm.
Confidence comes from within. It's just like smiling. You cannot fake smiling because smiling is something authentic and people will know whether you're smiling from the heart or smiling only from the lips. And for me, confidence comes from within. I don't think you can fake confidence. If some people can do, why not? Do it. But for me, it doesn't work. For me, confidence should be authentic. It's like if they want to test to fake it until you make it, try again. We go back to public speaking because this is very basic and I think it's something that it's easy to test whether you're confident or not. Go to a club or go to any place where you're going to deliver a speech. Let me see if you can fake it and then tell me, come back to me. I mean, especially if you don't have the experience, those people who don't have experience in public speaking and you want to fake it, go anywhere and just deliver a speech. And then please share with us, contact me and Jen and tell us what happened. Because I don't think it's going to be easy to fake that and deliver that speech there. And then you say, yes, I'm confident. I don't think it's going to be easy. But if someone can do it, maybe they should share to us and then maybe we can share it with other people. But I don't really believe in that. Maybe in some, but not with being confident.
I totally agree in the aspect where you said like the very sustainable confidence or what is the word you use is like the ultimate confidence comes from within. And
Yes.
even if we start with like doing it as we confident, if we don't continue developing the within confidence, we will feel like kind of empty inside. And
Yes.
I experienced that before in a way like I didn't even know because I never actually use the principle of fake it, but I think that I did it in a way because what when I was a kid I was like really silent and I started speaking a lot later on. I didn't think that I was faking, but I just wanted to be heard. So I spoke a lot. But then I realized that I also didn't hear the little voice inside me still telling me that oh nobody understood you. So
Okay.
yeah, and because of that, I kept speaking, and I think my fast speed now also still influenced by then that I try to cover up the voice, the little voice, and then it's very interesting when I first joined Toastmaster after 3 months. Every week I continue speaking
Wow.
my mentor told me, Jan, nobody understood you. And then I
Oh.
said, no, I think maybe they understood, but he just said that to make me like pause. And I said, really? But everyone looked at me. And then they was very engaging. And he said, yes, it's true because of your energy. But really, people didn't catch what you tried to say. And still now, I spoke quite fast. And he said like, but don't worry, let's do something about it. So I think it was my turning point in a way of realizing I had the voice inside me that making me sometimes just keep speaking and then actually I should also reconnect and then really affirm my core values again as you said the self image to have that kind of certainty instead of like speaking to have the certainty and cover up the voice but instead of that okay why I felt that way and then the story be around it and then okay why did I want to speak and coming from that within it helped a lot in slowing down and still now I still working on it for sure.
I told you it's a process.
Yeah, and it's still always gonna be when I'm so excited also I speed up but yeah it's powerful when you said it come from within so I have another question here and I think we'll
Wow.
let you go okay so Quỳnh Anh here. Quỳnh Anh often asks about confidence, but I will let Quỳnh Anh ask the last one. So which means two
Okay.
more.
Okay.
Quỳnh Anh, last time Quỳnh Anh like had a very long list of the confidence question. So I will go with Lee first. She asked, "How can you maintain confidence?" I think you answer in some aspect, but Um, yeah, maybe please you can
Yes,
elaborate on it. Yeah.
I want to answer that. There are many tools and techniques to do that. One that I want to share with your listeners now is the gratitude journal. The gratitude journal is something that you do at the end of the day before you go to bed to make
Mm-hmm.
sure you have that positive emotion and positive feeling, and you can go to bed and sleep like a baby.
Mm.
Gratitude journal is you're going to list down all the positive things that happen during the day, but you focus only on the positive, not the negative ones that happen during the day. List down at least five, three to maybe when you start, three things, and then it will grow. But I'm sure they can write more than that because I've been doing this now for years, and I can write more than five things that I'm thankful for during the day. And I called it a gratitude journal. That's one of the things in order to maintain that confidence. Another technique that I can tell them is that they have to know their values and character strength. And I'm sure a lot of people listening to us at the moment, they don't know that they have actually 24 characters. Each one of us are the same. We have 24 characters, and they will discover that through in my training. In
Wow.
that 24 characters, the biggest factor that you have to know is that what are your top five character strengths? And you have to ask yourself, are you aware of those character strengths? And are you living up to your character strength? Because like for me, my number one character strength is the love of learning. And the question is, am I really living up to that strength? Yes. I love reading books. I attend a lot of seminars. I myself is a learner because I have that love of learning. I'm living up to the strength that I have. And then at the same time, you have to know also the bottom five of your character strength. Because even if you know your strength without knowing the bottom five, because sometimes, because you're not, we have all those 24. You have to know that 24, but you have to know your top five and the bottom five. Because those in the middle, it means they're okay. But the bottom five, maybe sometimes you forgot about all those character that you have and you're not practicing them. But the top five, are you living up to those strengths? Yes or no? Because if not, then you have to learn how to live a life according to your strength. Because if you know your strength and you live according to your strength, I believe that you can have that unwavering confidence and you will live a happy life.
I believe that to go really deeper in that, either join you in the course or have another conversation, because that is like another kind of very deep topic. If we only talk about the surface, we get the concept
Yes,
and we can go and learn, or maybe another topic, or in the confident me, your program you have that, right? So that's very clear. You give us a concept, and I think I will get the last question from Quỳnh Anh soon, and she will
sure.
come and join. You can see her face, a very confident
Okay.
face.
Okay.
I really like the practice that you gave us, Lee. She asked a question to maintain it with the gratitude. Big fan of
Yes.
that. And right away after today, before anyone go to sleep, you can think about what you feel thankful for. And for sure, in my list will be having you
Oh,
sharing
thank you
today.
so much. You will be in my list too today.
Thank you. So we both like
I
keep
have,
doing it.
sorry, if I can just share, I have this small notebook. And if you
Wow,
can
very
see,
colorful. Okay, I leave my bag like in the floor, like downstairs. But oh, so okay. Let's start.
see
Gonna
what
be
I'm
Jen.
thankful for.
Oh, Jen gonna be here. Okay, thanks.
Jen will be here. Jen will be here for sure.
Send me the picture. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
sure. Sure.
Very. Thank you, and very colorful the cover of the gratitude anyway. So
Yes.
like you trigger, you say, oh, it's colorful. So let's get it like writing. And you said about knowing our core values, our strength, and that reinforce that. Very beautiful. So Quỳnh Anh, finally Quỳnh Anh come and you can see her face.
Okay.
She had confident face. So
Okay.
I will and ask you a question about confidence that she did ask us last time. See, she
Hi.
has very confident face.
There you go. The confident smile. Nice
Hello,
meeting
nice to
you.
meet you.
Same
Yeah,
here.
she also the person who really look within herself. And when I say confidence, it's actually, I believe, because it's come from she has a kind of high self-awareness about herself. So Annie is our world champion speaking in our district. Actually, he went to the champion 2 times. And last year he wear the red jacket and even red shoe, which is like, no, I only had the red coat, but he had all the red. And I'm gonna be surprised because
Do you have the link,
she
Jen?
always think only we had red. Okay, but
You can ask her to watch in the link. Actually, you can watch it from YouTube.
yeah,
Just
that's true.
type my name.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I watch it for sure.
It was very, very impressive, and it really made me believe that if your speech can be unforgettable, no matter when you speak, people still will remember it after 2 years. So you said that the lady remember your speech after 2 years. I think I remember it even when I'm really old. So, because red, anytime I see red, and then, oh, Annie.
It's the same thing with you. You remind me of red color because I always see you with red jacket.
And I love your comment because I think it's so true. And it's all of your feedback on my speech. I think this was very insightful, and because you know what you're doing, and you get to really straight to the point. You said like, do you think telling the story with the same opening can 50-50 make people kind of think the same speech? And wearing that red jacket is like, oh, so Jen, when there's that story. So yeah, it was very, very powerful to think about the innovation of that. So when I'm one question, confidence. Annie in the house.
I'm
here,
ready.
So,
Yeah,
so
I'm
ready.
ready.
One question about confidence.
Yes, she's still developing. Last time she has a list for me, and now seeing you and so
Yeah,
it's fun in the house.
Right. So could you share 3 tips to get your confidence right after losing it for a bit?
So when I'm losing confidence, this question is difficult.
Now sometimes you have some doubts for yourself.
Can you share that doubts come from like losing boyfriend or losing a job?
Yes, it will be helpful if you can be more specific.
Yeah. I don't know how could I be more specific.
Maybe all of them.
Yeah, maybe some like failures happens.
Like in what aspect?
In personal, professional life.
I think I want to review some secrets when I say. I think it's like may comes from some projects that very potential, and maybe the results have not come as the ability that when I actually can do, or maybe some people around when I that she knows. So I think if you put it in the context of having some very potential, high potential projects, and then the results have not gone as it's good. And which means that she's quite confident about her ability. But then, if you see that result happen over and over again, yeah, how can you regain or continue developing it?
First of all, my comment there is being confident is not just being confident during the good times. Confidence is actually better if you have it during the bad times because it means you're not confident. You are confident. You can say that I am confident if you can maintain that confidence during bad times and good times in life. Because some people, if it's happy time, yes, I'm happy, I'm confident. But once failure sets in, something bad happened or something unexpected that you don't like, then here comes the sad part of you. And confidence, whoo, outside of the window, outside of the door. Then that's not confidence. One thing that you have to do, first step, you're asking for three steps. Number 1, you have to assess yourself. But when you assess yourself, you have to be honest. Do not assess yourself and just answer it with what you want to answer. You have to think. And one of assessment there is what I shared earlier. What are your skills? What are your talents? Is it emerging? Is it certain? Or is it unwavering? Because if it's unwavering, even people will make negative comments. You still say, yes, I can do it. And you are not affected. You still have that kind of confidence. But if you are affected, it means it's not unwavering. It means it's just certain. You know you can do it, but when someone made negative comments, you are still affected. So that's step one. Make sure that you have an assessment of yourself. Number two, how is your emotional intelligence? How intelligent are you in terms of emotions? Remember, emotions, we base our decisions in emotions, but we justify what we do by the rational, by thinking. But how is your emotion? Are you aware of your emotions? That's the second thing. And the last one is your relationships. How is your relationship? Sometimes we are dependent on others. We are not independent of themselves. So when people say something because we are under them, because we are not independently aware of who we are and we are not that strong because we are dependent on that relationship, then that confidence is easily shaken. You are affected too much because you are dependent on those people. Remember, I already shared it earlier. Your self image, a part of it is actually how others see you, the people around you. So if you're still dependent on them, then it will make an impact on your confidence if you fail. So those are the three steps that I can share with you. Number one, assess yourself, but assess honestly, especially on the skills. Number two, your emotions, because sometimes people, I'm telling you, EQ is very important. EQ is very important because that's how you make decision in life. And the last one is your relationship. Are you dependent or independent from those people around you? Sometimes from our parents, even we are old, we're still affected by their comments. So how independent are you from
Act
that?
like, yeah, they really like right spot. So I was really, interested in when you said about the honesty because I thought if we didn't or if we don't be honest with actually we feel or what happening, we will kind of like still let that kind of negativity or limiting belief or whatever the old story influence us. So normally I will use a metaphor of the weight. If we don't like identify that weight, we just oh that's okay. Then we don't be honest that we feel that or we experience that. Then we cannot have the ultimate solution or
That's
the
right.
solution in the very like ground level. So that's honesty. It's not easy, right? Like we cannot
Yes.
say, oh, oh my god,
Yes.
it's
Oh,
not
a lot
easy.
of people are not honest when they assess themselves. They just answer what they want to tell themselves. But
Yeah,
is it really an honest assessment? You have to ask yourself.
I was that like I don't know now how level of do still doing it without even knowing. I remember when I did the assessment, right? Like long time when I started my personal development journey, and then they had that kind of like very traditional one, the DIS, right? DISC, and then maybe later on Tony Robbins has like a sick humanist, and then I always like access myself as the one I want to be, and then my mentor said. I see that one is kind of like who you want to be. That's so good. That's very, very good. So let's now look at where you are now. I mean, more honest. Really, I thought so. It's like very interesting, and sometimes we just try to pamper ourselves, and which is
Yes.
great because we need to see the vision, the best version or the better version. But the idea to identify it, to make us know what to rectify the behavior. So it was very interesting when you say that honesty, and it's also a practice. So, Wing, does it answer your question?
Yeah, I find it's very interesting, especially the third one because I'm not very good at that.
Can you
Okay.
can you share more because otherwise I know I'm gonna let Annie go. But
Yeah,
I,
I think that I'm getting better at it since I know how to meditate well.
Oh,
oh,
that's nice. It's part
Yeah,
of actually of my program, meditation.
yeah, you talk about the breathing, right? And
Yes.
right on spot. So, what you want to share a bit more on that? And it can be a practice for us to go to sleep.
Oh wow. Oh, you want the breathing on in order to sleep
Oh,
better?
now it's not possible to sleep here.
No, I mean like when I go to home, go back home. Okay, but maybe you can share both the like a very general concept. Yeah. So
About breathing.
yeah.
About breathing, what I can say is in general, you have to know or to learn how to have that pattern of breathing. And if you can maintain that pattern, whatever situation you are in, you will be great. It's not easy. I'll give you an example. Whatever you breathe, for example, you breathe 1, 2, 3 when you breathe in, 1, 2, 3, 4 when you breathe out. Even if you are angry, if you maintain that breathing, you will not get angry. You will have the clarity of mind. But you have to maintain that certain pattern of breathing. Because if you're going to imagine, if you are angry, what really happens, one of the things that happen to your body is actually you have that kind of like chest pain, not really chest pain, but it's like you have that kind of feeling on your chest that it's heavy. If you are, and you're breathing fast and it makes you say something because you're angry. But if you can actually follow a pattern and slow down and use the same pattern as if you are happy and you're relaxed, I'm telling you, you will have a very different reaction.
Wow.
Mm,
Try
yeah.
that. Try that. Because in the program, I'm going to share ten ways to practice that. But I
Wow.
gave you two now.
Oh, two only. Oh, that is okay. I think you're using the 80 and 20% principle, right? The two you share, the one who create the big major result. So I will think that way.
That's
And so Quỳnh Anh, like you can see me and Quỳnh Anh has similarity. The smile.
yes.
Okay. Okay.
This is
Okay.
this is donkey.
Oh, that's one. Maybe next time I would like to have Quỳnh Anh back, and after a period of time, we see the reaction of Quỳnh Anh, so you can analyze her confidence days. But today, I believe that you have answered a lot of questions.
Yeah. I was waiting for that. Is that a powerful pause or, or
The
you're waiting? It's like, okay.
that was a very powerful pause because of the internet, and maybe it's also a very great ending. The laptop say it's time for us to meditate and have good sleep if you are in Asia, Vietnam, or Philippines. And I think maybe using some techniques and inspiring story from Annie, the gratitude I think can be this time to practice. And remember, we have the confidence self in us to have to remind us every day to do something about it, to practice. And Annie has helped a lot of people to see that possibility, that confidence with very practical practices. And
Yes.
thank you for launching that program. And I have seen Toastmaster shared it, and I very thankful that you do it in general. So people will say, "Oh, public speaking only." No, it is actually a practice in life in general, and
Yes.
I think that is very adaptable. Become a programmer, become a better lover, better husband,
Of
more confident
course.
employee. Yeah, you say. Okay, here we go. And maybe better, like more confident girlfriend, daughter. And I believe that is a conversation we will have continuously. So thank you for today. I would say it's like a kick-off confident event, and I believe that you will start doing it on Monday.
Yes.
Then we still have 2 days more so people can discover. And I'm looking forward to hearing more information story from that. And then probably we can have another day about confidence or maybe breathing or maybe about gratitude.
Yeah,
All of the
sure.
topics is like very, very triggering and important. So thank you so much for
Thank you very much, Jen.
being
Thank you so
you.
much. Thank you.
We love you and we love your work and we love your family.
Love you
Sorry.
all. Yeah. Thank you
Send
so
our
much.
love to the community there and stay safe and great and keep doing what you have been helping others.
Thank you so much. Stay
Wish you
safe.
all the best.
God bless. Thank you so much.
Thank you.